There's over 150 playbooks in college football 25, and I went through every single one of them to find out which ones were the best. So if you guys want to hear what the top 5 playbooks to use on offense and defense are in college football 25, stick around after the intro. If you guys are looking for fast, cheap, reliable coins for your college football 25 team, check out my coin sponsors at MMOXP and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. The champ is here! Welcome back, Money Team. This is Matt Money Shot. Sniffing out the college cheese as always. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys 5 total playbooks. That's 2 on defense and 3 on offense that I think are the absolute best offensive and defensive playbooks used in college football 25. But before I do, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber. Hit the like button. Let me know in the comment section, as this is the second video I put out like this. As I just wanted to update everybody, because the last video I put out was when the game first came out, and a lot of people are just guessing at that point because you don't really know how the game is going to evolve. But these are definitely my top 5 favorite playbooks, and I also have ebooks for every single one of them. So if you guys need more help or more money plays, you can download any of my ebooks instantly simply by clicking links in the description or the top pinned comment. Now, the first playbook that I'm going to go over is probably my favorite playbook to use right now. It's out of the North Texas Mean Green, and it's known as the 335 playbook, not to be confused with the 335 tight. This is a pretty rare playbook, and it has one of the rarest formations in the entire game in the 335 stack, which is probably my favorite. I've done a lot of videos about this lately, gameplays and practice modes. I'll show you guys real quick. The reason I like this particular series of plays is because it's such a diverse play, as you have the ability to really create it from a 3-3 stack to a 3-3-5 penny, which is one of the better looking defenses in the game. If you really want to be aggressive, you could also transform this into what essentially looks like a 3-4 odd, which is also one of my favorite defenses. So the fact that this play right here is so highly adjustable, I can pack the box like this, or I can, rush from the edge. I got a lot of blitzes I can rush up the middle. That really makes this one of the best defenses to use. The 3-3-5 penny was pretty much everybody's favorite when the game came out, but you can create a 3-3 penny or a 3-3 odd out of this, a 3-3 stack. There's so many different things you can do out of this look, which is really what makes this one of my favorite defenses. You can tell by the diagram here just how packed the box is, just without really any adjustments, as you have 9 guys in the box, which is going to make it really easy to stop the run at just about any play in this formation. But you also have the 3 high odd and the 3 high, which are also 2 very good formations that you can do a lot of the same things from, making this one of the best 3 play sets. And like I said, it's really rare. I don't think there's any other playbook that has all 3 of these formations. But they also have a lot of really good defenses that I've used in a lot of videos previously, like the 3-3 men, which the 3-3-5 stack must be a really good play, because I use this playbook all the time, and I rarely use the 3-3 men, which was my #1 defense in the game at the start of the year. It's still really good, but like I said, it's just not as good as the 3-3-5 stack. So the mint's also one of the best defenses. This is probably my second favorite defense to that one. You have the 3-3 stack, which I really don't use because it doesn't have that same flexibility. But you also have the 3-3 double mug, which is something that everybody's using still, with the mid blitz being the meta pretty much the entire year. So that's 3 of the top defenses in the game right there. Plus, I don't know if I mentioned the over, but you have a lot of really good defenses there. You also have the dime 2-3 odd, which is essentially your dollar replacement. So if you like to run dollar plays, there's a lot of plays in here that are typically in dollar, like the DB Fire 2, which I don't find is necessarily as good as it used to be, but they still have a lot of really good plays in this formation. It's really a pass-heavy formation. And they also have the dime rush, which is still one of my favorites, because you can pinch the defensive line and get really good run defense because you got 4 down linemen, as well as having the ability to run a lot of really good manager blitzes like the DB blitz and the dime blitz too, which is a pretty good replacement. This is a really good pass defense as well. So you got 2 of the elite pass defenses in this, and then some of the best base defenses when it comes to the 3-5 and the nickel. Although you don't have any large packages, I don't really feel like you need it, because like I said, the 3-5 stack is so flexible, you can really do anything you want with it. And then my second favorite playbook might be my first, but it's one of the rarest playbooks in the game, the 3-2-6 defense, which is found in UNLV, and I think it's only really found in like 2 other different teams. It's really a rare playbook, but the 3-2-6 is probably a little bit better, as you have the 3-3-5 stack just like we had in the last playbook. You still have the 3 high odd, but like I said, that's all you have. You don't have the third formation. Then you also have the 3-4 odd, which is one of the best formations in the game as well. This one here, like I said in the last playbook, you don't really have that option to really bulk up, but if you want to in this playbook, you do. You can go with a 3-4 odd, which is the best version of 3-4 in the entire game. You have your nickel packages the same way. You have the 3-3 over, the 3-3 mint, the 3-3 double mug. So you have probably my top 3 favorite formations in the stack. the mints and the double mug, but like I said, you also have the 3-4. So that's really what to me puts us slightly over the top of the last defensive playbook is the 3-4, because that is probably one of my top 5 defenses to use. And then you still have the 3-2-6, which is, like I said, your dime or your dollar replacement, and you also have the mug, which is okay, but I still think if I had my choice, I'd probably go with the dime rush or the dime normal as a replacement. But without a doubt, this is definitely, between these two, these are definitely the top 2 defensive playbooks in the game. Next up, we're going to start off with my top 3 offensive playbooks, and coming in at number 3, I got the Georgia Bulldogs, which is one of the playbooks that I covered the most. There's so many different offensive formations here that I put plays out from that are deserving of attention. Formations like the wing slot weak, which I put out probably one of my first offensive gameplay videos from, and it's still a really good offense, as it also has a lot of one-play touchdown plays and very unique concepts, even though there are some plays that I put out going all the way back to Madden, like the gun double post, which is something that was originally, I think, in the Baltimore Ravens playbook. So this formation and the next formation I'm going to show you guys are basically port overs for Madden that were already in the game or in the engine, like the gun deuce close, which is something that's kind of like an off meta formation pretty much every single year. But anytime you have tight formations like this, it's always going to be explosive plays, and this is one of my favorite offenses to run still, as I still plan on putting out another gameplay for you guys showcasing how explosive the X shallow cross is, which is a play that I recently put out in a practice mode. I just haven't had a chance to do a full gameplay on it yet. So if you guys want to see more about any of these offensive or defense, I will have videos popping up on screen of specific offensive and defensive plays that I did break down. But the real reason this playbook makes it to this list every single time I do this list is because it has the majority of the gun bunch formations that are typically meta every single year, including the cluster halfback strong, the regular gun bunch, which is probably the best version of it. And if it's not the best version of it, the best version is the gun bunch Y flex. These are the 2 best bunch formations in the entire game, and they're both found in the Georgia playbook. The gun bunch, I don't think is found in any other playbook, which is crazy because the gun bunch is such a staple when it comes to football games, and it has been for such a long time. Plays like the bunch trail, which is one of the best plays going all the way back through years and years of Madden. They're only found in this particular playbook. The gun bunch Y flex is in a couple other ones, but the gun bunch regular is not. It also has a lot of really good spread formations. Me personally, in college, I think running spread formations is probably one of the best ways to go because the hash marks being different than regular NFL hash marks. The fact that the field is so wide really makes it important to run spread offenses like this. And I put out some gameplay from this formation as well as the spread flex weak, which is really good. They have a lot of trips formations like the tray open halfback strong and the tray open offset, which, anytime you have 3 wide receivers on one side of the field, that's also semi-meta. After the bunch, I would say 3 trips wide receiver sets would probably be the second meta, as well as one of the best single back formations to run the ball from in the entire game in the gun deuce close. The gun deuce close is something that was meta in Madden for probably a decade when it comes to running the ball because of the halfback stretch. Although this particular playbook doesn't have the 0-1 trap, which is probably one of the better inside run formations. It does have your typical halfback zone weak, and it does have a lot of really good formations like the bunch ace as well, another bunch formation. Like I said, this playbook is meta when it comes to bunch formations. And next up at number 2, we have Alabama. That's right, the Alabama Crimson Tide, which is totally why I don't buy this concept that EA put out at the beginning of the year that they weren't going to allow you to change playbooks because they didn't want the best teams using the best playbooks. Well, that doesn't make any sense when the 2 highest rated teams literally have the best playbooks in the game. 2 of the best playbooks come from Alabama and Georgia. So I don't really understand that idea that they don't want people running like the flexbone offense with Alabama or Georgia. It makes no sense because, like I said, they gave them 2 of the best offensive playbooks and 2 of the better defensive playbooks as well. But ultimately, this formation or this playbook makes it because they have pretty much all shotgun formations. They're one of the highest. I think I counted they have something like 20 shotgun formations. And I think that the most is like 21 or 22. Like they're right up there with the playbooks that have the most shotgun formations. They do have 1 formation out of pistol and 1 formation out of single back. The pistol one's pretty good and the single back one's pretty good. But ultimately, if you choose this playbook, it's really more about the shotgun formations because they have so many good shotgun formations. Just like I said in the last one, when I said in Georgia's, one of the best offensive concepts to have is trips. And this offensive playbook has some of the most trips formations in the entire game. That's a trips tight end, which is a formation I put a lot of work into. I put some gameplays out of. I love the PA shot wheel. That's one of the easiest plays to use in the entire game. You also have the bunch tee. This is the only bunch concept they have in the entire playbook, but it's also the best. It might be the best in the entire game. It's one of the most noob-proof offenses in the entire game. The PA verticals is a one-play touchdown against a lot of different things with no adjustments at all that are just so broken. You could run this offense for the entire game. It's one of the best in the entire game. It's one of the metas. They have some of the best empty formations too, like the empty tray stack, which I just broke down in a gameplay, but I didn't even use Georgia. I used a completely different playbook. I think I used Vanderbilt because I don't want people complaining about how Georgia's so overpowered, or not Georgia, how Alabama's so overpowered. So I used a completely different offense entirely to show the fade out play. But they also have the empty base trio and the empty bunch quads, giving him just, probably the best diversity when it comes to shotgun looks and shotgun plays in the entire game. And ultimately, the best thing about this is it really has a lot of trick plays. Like you have the F-Twins Over, which is an entire trick play series that really works similar to like Wildcats, as this is one of the metas, and it would probably be number one if it wasn't for my next playbook. And coming in at number one, we have the North Texas Mean Green, which if you follow me on Patreon or on my Join Now community tab, you've noticed I put out a lot of stuff on this right now because this is the only playbook out of the 5 that I mentioned today that I don't have an ebook because I'm currently working on one. I was going to put out top 5 RPO or top 5 hardest trick plays to stop today, and they were all going to come from this playbook, but I wanted to wait until I had my ebook available, which hopefully I'll have done by the end of the week, because this here is without a doubt my favorite offensive playbook to use right now, and it's not even close. I'm going to show you guys, we have a couple of different formations that I put out some videos about, some gameplay videos about, like the gun tight open. This is once again condensed package. Whenever you have receivers tight to the line of scrimmage like that, you can create a lot of mismatches in the concepts that you can do with that. That's something I put out a long time ago, but the last couple of weeks I've been putting out a lot of gameplays from things like the bunch quads open, which is absolutely broken. I still love to use this formation. The empty quads is something that I have a gameplay plan to put out for you guys pretty soon. This is, once again, you have 4 receivers to one side of the field. You're going to create a lot of problems with this. This is one of the hardest offenses to stop. It's not necessarily a one-play touchdown offense like the empty base, which is something I also put out gameplay from with the 9-8-6 switch. This is more of a one-play touchdown against every single defense type of thing. The empty quads is just impossible to cover because you have 4 wide receivers on one side of the field, which is the exact same way with the bunch open quads. These 3 formations here are 3 of the glitchiest formations in the game, and all 3 of them are empty backfield looks. Like I said previously in the video, I think I said in the Georgia section, if you can spread the field, you're going to have a lot of success. And there's no offensive plays in the game that spreads the field more than these 3 formations. They have a lot of really unique formations like the slot left weak, what I plan on putting out some gameplay of, with some really unique running concepts like the triple option lead left tackle. They have some really good, like the speed option, the shovel option. You got a lot of really good unique formations from that. The slot left weak stack is the same thing, where you have that same stack. The PA post cross here is a one-play touchdown against every single defense in the game. And it should remind a lot of you guys, if you follow me since my days of Madden, when I used to run the gun stack from the Saints playbook, this is basically that in college. But you have a lot of really hard to stop RPOs, speed option plays. You have your jet touch passes. You have your, just a lot of really good hard to stop plays, making this, I have so many offenses here that I plan on putting out for you guys. I just want to make sure that I have the ebook done first for people that want to pick that up. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. But if you guys want to see more about any of the formations that I talked about, I'm going to try to have as many of them as I can pop it up on screen so you guys can see some of my favorite plays from these playbooks. So if you guys want to check that out, just click links. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.